I know I promised you the full story months ago, so please forgive my delay. Here it is, the long story, extremely short. 5 months of history crammed into under 5 minutes and 5 Ps. Everywhere we've traveled as a family and a ministry, God has seen to it to cross our path with at least one family each trip that just oozes Jesus and makes the trip so special. But we've never met a whole church full of those people. Until April, when we took a field trip to northern Kentucky to the Ark Encounter and the Creation Museum, and we met 60 of them from Middle Georgia. Well, they invited us to join the whole church that night for dinner, invited us to their church in Bartow, Georgia for me to preach one Sunday, do a That Day show for the men the next night, and then do a return show for the whole church a couple weeks later. And then we came back to celebrate the 4th of July with them just for fun. We quickly found these were some Jesus-loving folks that we loved and loved us. So the first P, people. But there was an unspoken problem. In the back of my mind, the 2021 real estate boom had me very concerned that our rent was going to explode $200 or $300 a month in December when we renewed our lease. And that would be a problem. But while we weren't open to moving, we weren't thinking outside of Forsyth County, and we certainly weren't actively looking yet. It was only July. Plus, in a seller's market where we only pre-qualified for under $150,000, buying a home wasn't even on the radar. It was impossible. Yet God showed us a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house on 5 acres in Harrison, Georgia, just 20 minutes from these new folks and the church for inside our ballpark in a seller's market. Impossible. We lowballed it and they accepted the offer in a seller's market. More impossible. That and about 8 or 9 more coincidences from God, and we could tell this was a God thing, not an us thing. New people had opened a door to a new place at a workable price. But would this mean the end of the ministry? Would it mean a change of territory or something completely different? Well, for 14 years, God had placed our marriage and ministry mostly in Forsyth County, but we were very portable. And this place, Safe Pastures, here in Harrison, Georgia, was only 3 hours away, not 6 or 10, which made it highly possible for us to commute back to Forsyth County once or twice a month, or even scoot up and back for a day trip as needed. So we've continued to pray with and disciple men and women back in North Georgia, train up our 3 missionary interns, and be perfectly positioned for a private That Day show pending and coming, a show here in Swainsboro, and another 1 or 2 That Day shows in Jacksonville, all within the next 6 months, plus all the discipleship that goes on down here. Perfectly positioned. Which leads us to P number 5. This is normally the time of year when most ministries ask for and count on the bulk of their financial need, but that is not what this video is about. This video is about the 5th P, prayer. Now, if you're already a donor, ministry partner, or supporter of Seasons of Life Arts Ministry, thank you. You have helped us get the gospel in front of more eyes and ears this year than any in the ministry's history. 1,200 people across 6 That Day shows, dozens of discipleship meetings, even a few one-off events. Could not have done it without you. But right now, where we're at, rather than jumping into a lot of major ongoing commitments right away, we're convinced that God wants us to wait, watch, and pray just for this first year while we adapt to country life, build relationships across multiple counties, and seek His most useful roles for us to play in this new community. We would covet your fervent and consistent prayers to that end. Would you go to our website, download our monthly prayer calendar, tape it to your mirror, magnet it to your fridge, and pray? Christine, Presley, Jezreel, Jovi, and I, and the people we'll be interacting with everywhere would be greatly sustained by the exertion of your ongoing prayer. You matter, and so do your prayers, to us and to them. So stay tuned, update your address books, and keep the prayers flowing for Forsyth, Washington, and Jefferson Counties, Seasons of Life Ministries, Team Pina, cats, chickens, and our emotionally needy Jack Russell Terrier, Chappie. Because distraction is everywhere and discipleship matters.